later, it was really early in Buenos Aires, 4:36. I got woke up for certain reasons for had a run. And you run in the state I am happy to having the paternity of my birth and mother asks me, I praise. And there is the concern not only for Israel, but the reality for what we go through. So in the middle of this whole, like Baixa's deterioration, the general of the ejército argentino, Armada Argentina, kept making the same to me as well. So now, the clear fact of prison for that, I'm going to try to be briefly, certainly punctually clear. We have been through situations that are not nice, and I'm sorry for that. Much of them, the character of that human sense or the sense for world, delivered into a lot of mistakes that produce what we suffer. But those mistakes are not punishable whenever we are talking about this as a word. And responsible of state sense of the reality whenever you understand you don't abandon uses for word. And you keep, you fight it. Whenever it's exactly what you do, essentially, without you understand no other reason, but making what you normally, naturally would do. Just like I done, I'm not letting from my position, and I'm not stopping to do what I got to. I'm not abandoning. But even though we have responsibilities, and this is risky, enormously heavy. All through these years and the whole situations and the realities every day, there's a certain clear, evidentially moment whenever you just understand things are not alright. We were sighted, we were ambushed permanently. We were damaged all the time, but this is not for getting paranoia like I always told you. The wisdom about this all is we got to be at the real clear fact of the acknowledge in the sense of how, what, and which not to do or doing. Whenever we look like that, man se desfärma plötsligt fismat sina splittrede förhörstimar så det smart att försöka vassna. People were kidnapped from state, governmental and civil. And I had the good fortune to be in Koyan and counting always with a land of precious is, which I'm worried about because of this not sensed human care which we fight. So in the middle of this reality we got to be clear about as much as long this road and the problems we are in. I just have done something while waking up, while the General Militar Expert of the Cuarto Obsesos Argentinos keeps on saying that my being and my power and my life belongs to them and they will be doing what I do. And the General will take them first. And they will say to me what to do, and they will do, and I will catch them up. And obsessed freaks, that's the same of course. So in the middle of this whole kept on kidnapping and raping and destroying and murdering people, and the opportunistic power of the General of Sodom and Gomorrah trying to pass like innocent and all okay with me, with pardon of victims and service. To the trend of taking the body opportunistic. I'm gonna take from you the ticket to the future. To pretend to come to places, catching people, kidnapping people. robbing elements to the power, meaning for the individual strategy, kidnapping, rape, murder, genocide, destroying, take position, like pretending to supply the character of the evidentially the generation for genocide and abomination, pretending to exchanging a bad static surgery for the real people to take positions like strategy. So there were 8,424,918 degenerados UNESUR, which were ready to take in positions at all over the world states and the people that I communicate with, which doesn't have to happen. And I already put them all, and I want you to understand me. Gethalish, Matsimo, let us say, Tixidas, Kevoplet, Matkisi, Biamot, Kevos, Vashnet, Ovet, Kuush, Chalto. But the heads responsible for the whole Klechmi, Kaptuvas, Vesamopletis, Vatika, Atlasechem, which are already in a very special site with no capacity to be retaken or moved on. For there to be shown what I tell you. International prison of Schmenkhab has 20,504 of these freaks with a very known familiar faces on a bad surgery with evidences for the showing what I just tell you. The plan were Luciano Dorianos, Ejército Argentinos, Cuerpo Médico Forense Argentino de Palmafio, Kirchner, and United Evangelic Springs, Palmeiras, Cabreras, Crudos. Especially the Generados, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, degenerados, Ejército Argentino, Ejército Zona Sur. With the Department of Field. So few. And the reality of this all, strategies doesn't end here. They were with 5,004 submarines nuclear ready to attack in the whole of the world if there wouldn't be response by the International Criminal Court to deliver positions, strategies, and information as everything has been done at the hands of Eduardo Zaffaroni, Máximo Kirchner, Gabriel Danilo, Mexico, Edgardo Iarga, Peru, Marcelo Dividia, Venezuela, Roberto Cofia, Colombia, Eduardo Zucal, Uruguay, Marcelo Canidio, Chile, Daniel Solske, Anidio Fiorcat, and these are the names, Brazil. And of course, Gustavinho Mindrioque, Brazil, Arcelio Fitias, Haiti, Jorge Tadcado, Cuba, Adrian Tumbet, Panama, Nahuel Ocelia, Puerto Rico, Jorge Dinia, Costa Rica, Arveno and Rosvet, called, which are not the real names, real names are Marqueso and Chitia. At Puerto Rico, no. Costa Rica, no. El Salvador, Clef Moteles Montanim, in Panama, Mariano Suania. And in the middle of this all, the names will be just like my delusional, but you have them all at the Less Humanity case of Marcin Bertas. The heck. This is for the Less Humanity UNESUR against the world and against my person with Jewish side communing with Kirchner at the head. But the clear fact of this, to debriefing the days, the idea where this all access name will be the International Criminal Code, and there will not exist no admin J, no hating E or D. I love you and I respect you so much, Your Honor. I bless you so much, and I'm so sorry this was. The name will help us, and I need you to be protected as much as you understand what we go through. And thank you so much for everything and every day that you afforded into Untitled Chapter. I am so grateful of you. So grateful. And everyone, as I were naming, and I named all through justice parties, states parties, United Nations, and all of the work we was doing that they citing and ambushing us, were taking information and strategizing and making the whole of the para excremental cursness and the generación azul. Naturally, they persist despiciously to generate, making the time up thing, the quote of the manipulation of Tarrarada Sucia, like all the time I came noticing and saying, no, ain't no time for that. They for words, and we don't need loss. And the words gotta be kept. And the right order, and the sense for reality, and who really matters. Life is not a toy, spiritual is not a game, unless for the others that we don't need. Så, läsmåttet svarta halvtidsvalmkan bara ädlare svarta kvinnor. And I really need we to understand this is not a game. That we have clear in the whole of the human sense, but not the completeness. Because of we trust in and high. But whenever we understand that we have a world that exceeds the clear fact of what, as naturally ultimate answering, we will be just okay for the reason of the pagan profane that keeps on using for the causing this. The eventual strengthening the Atlas, Reventado Sodom and Gomorrah, and trying to weaken the factor of what they need to stray, for they have the opportunistic, abominable prostitution that they are with the partner of them. Is exactly what we have to be wise with. And that is the quote of the difference about human sense and reality that Adonai knows it is. Fearing for this, I am not against victims and people that fight to try to do the everydays that everybody has. Not just hence the quote of this word, believer seems to committing erratic actions that produces terrible things. But all through this, we sensibly understand this is not a joke. Worthwhile, this term. The whole we've been embracing and saving, and the whole we understand as values we have and we are. Worthwhile, all of the efforts and everyone that I love, and the best ever giving every day. Worthwhile, the whole we exist as worth, values, and realities, genuinely. We should ever also keep senses for the reality that not to getting wild, paranoid, or out of mind, but embracing the best of the wisdom for the making what we should keep on doing. 86 tons were installed in the world, only one blasted, but we're nothing like to worry about because of we're not in the place to put in or install. Actually, while transporting and no victims happened because of we're very special transportation, non-tribulated. And it were nothing like to worry about, like I told you, there were just a simple device which will cause a lot of damages, but nothing to be worried. And we're away from urban, and like I cost were only $804,000. I'm going to assume the character, don't you worry. Għal-kien riflet waħidi għal-so bħaxfad għal-blek mablek taħħax il-għiċmatzi għal-blek maħtin għal-għarħax għal-għalak. And of course, it doesn't mean kept on making a special witchcraft. And that's the point I'm saying that they will be the top of the world. Went to other galaxies to seeking for beings, stolen crosses, stolen ships, all is taken back. Stolen armament, stolen technology, information, hacked all over the world to saying that they had taken the positions over, making the strategizing, and they will be the winners. They understood all that longer who I am and who we are, and they consciously all that longer kept on making the same. Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, Kirchner's Argentina, with the pardon of the ones as I already delivered to the International Criminal Court as International Court of Justice, Your Honors, Edmund, Your Honors, I'm sorry, I'm going to say only the name at this moment, Bert and Hailin, not Hailin, Halim, this person, and Skelber, which I cut the name, the hag, Kinder, and Soham. They have the right exact responsibility under the care, with a clear fact of the elements of evidence. And there are these names which are causing this all, the completing, and the names that I already briefed, reasons and realities. And Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Oficialísimo Argentina, y Netherlands and Springs, and Carnivals, and Carreras and Crudos, with some of Anacondia. Backstaging and a lot of heads of them with them are causing this. And this is not an advertisement or propaganda delivered into a clear fact of, Antichrist. I am Maria. And we know that. Otherwise, the staging of the generados all around me, inciting me and forbidding me, as if they could, trying to prohibiting, actually. And I think that means the reality of my right to possessing, to taking, and to doing as I naturally would. And like Bert Mahagi, the spot, like Haligish, but not like Haligim. Berdik Motlek Mahal Haligish, Motlek Had Nasel, Spot, Motlek Naim. So the reality of this Sinclair could affect me as well, but education of the they know who I am. Otherwise, they wouldn't. And as they do, is exactly like I shown you. And as I shown you, is exactly like it happens. So the fact of them blefti es masachim, nobody takes as much as days completely and time completely, day and night, to making permanent witchcraft, profanation, the generations, and supposed strategizing over intelligence, describing the term and strategy for the supposed patriot against a terrorist for about 15 years non-stopping, for the supposedly for mating, specialized in the spiritual terrorism, for about the whole UNASUR, and the same ones at once taking positions start to think that I brought them what they never had and what never happened. And also delivering like they will be my conscience in my life, and it will be reduced after they said they took my life away and my spirit and my existence because of evangeliscapen. And then Luciano Troviano, the master, la bestia. And in the middle of the soul, to keep on making the degenerations and profanations, saying that they are okay. Nobody day after another takes as much as efforts to destroying one person and daily saying that they researches for the exterminating terrorism on the world about the simplicity of one person that is strategically saying terrorism. Intelligence to making against the supposed espionage conspirators and the whole as the supposed terrorists against Argentina and so later America. For the keeping one person like in jail in a town, free, going and coming to making things on, we are not going to lose a piece, everything like this and this does belongs to us, but we're going to force it to do, and we're going to say that belongs to us because of we never allowed it to do, because of. And at the reality of the soul, super wording about making the same every day. Witchcraft and generations don't take it all out and take the spirit and mind away, so we do. Making believe everybody, and it's not. We do. Making sure that they stole it to us, and we do. Make them say first, and we say, oh, we had it before. Well, we understand where to come and where to hack, who to hack, who to take away, how to make the manipulation, how to present it in the world. And if they don't answer, we will proceed to kill your soul. And they better answer. I had a lifetime with El Adón over this. Parras, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina. Parras, montoneras, inteligencia militar, parasocial, inteligencia, Kirchner and País, peronistas, making permanently the threat over my person and murdering people around me, even though when Adonai never gave me that so eerily moment to be aware about the reality until he brought me back at the reality of who I am with him and he with me. And one thing I tell you, ain't nothing to fear about this, no government except what they organized in the world that I could reduce in a simple brief. The reality is, are we understanding that this is not a government? Are we understanding that the shape and the look upon the world is not what matters? The same on the sword. Are we understanding that ain't nothing to fear about this except what they organized and raised? Are we understanding that every day counts because of different words day and night, non-stopping again demons that trying to possess the power and saying they're going to be in us? Are we understanding that this is not a game? And are we understanding that it's not a government that we are talking about? That they were not instituted except for abominables and degenerates and whores? Are we understanding that this is exactly the element for the putting death? Because of they are making genocide at the hosting and threat and menace for the taking powers and for warring. Are we understanding the vices they put it us in? The siding and bulging and all kinds of manipulating ways that you wouldn't even imagine are possible to happening, which this are doing. Are we understanding that this is not a joke and we are having lost? Not for irresponsibles or negligency, actually for the character of we understand this. And I thought at first are the class of a shit that we should ever dismiss ever. And understanding that even if there will be a fault of loss that we don't need, at least we will ever end them. And for words of the future. Gelhalkin Rebecca Mosahalim that Kavan went to the whole of the states and are 18,904,408 that generates all over UNASUR. The 80% and the most are saying that they are applications with false ideas and anything that they need to manipulating and saying that they are, for the reason of better being answered for the world will be indeed this. And I already taken everything off. But the problem is that parrada degenerada Sodom and Gomorrah persisted until they took it or died. And the problem is like any goddamn demon, and get me what I say, takes power and tastes power and position, are not going to leave it. And not going to let go nothing and no one. And they pour words into the making, and if you try to take it away, makes a riot of the generations and abominations and murder, and they don't stop until they get it. And that's the way they remains, over they make a mess, and you, hey, wait, what are you doing? What a demon does. Reason why I told you they got to die since the beginning. I knew them, and I know who they are and what they do. And this lot of a shit with pierced nerves are accepted that. And you never want to accept the same. Especially perros degenerados, Sodom y Gomorra, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, with its Armada and Ejército Argentino en el sur. And it's exactly what it is like. And it's exactly what it is all through reality. So for you to understand the clear fact of this, a riot of a 10 big word perros degenerados of the hell like this, causes the destruction over the whole of the world. And the weak state and character in front of this whole, whenever we should ever be strengthened for more, causes what we suffer. This is not for punishing, like I told you, but essentially, the world we go through, we should ever understand maturing the reality of this. In much of aspects, like even though we already have done enough and too much, still are things which we should ever attach at the most sensed character to understanding whenever you have to proceed. That is no discussable. And you understand also the risk is about we don't need no one to be lost. Because of a word doesn't mean sent for they to be killed. A word means wisdom and understanding what they fight and how fighting what you fight. And we are in a very critic state. But I'm going to tell one thing. The Heartling to the Opus Motor Assessing the Sessual Key of the Festival Snoplet is what was especially the Antikamar Rebetecha, the Boplet, Sikispata, Hiti, Hanaf Karabia, Boplet, Seko, Shekol, Kia, Ramaplet, Spotlet, Skashkarani Matim, Belatia, Fechola, Snoplet, Sessual, Sport, the Blatika, Hanak, Legi, Shafomat. Gispot motlet effektet effektet gispot motlet i effektet i smakidam gel khaligi effektet posmotlet effektet eller spot motlet i redikasi effektet iskunwat kinam belengred mat kotlet master bofat gel khala shop swat sel spot motlet effektet gispot effektet sertik odno stupe anam shket anatak khbalak shikat